What's going on, guys? Shogun FC here, and I am the new manager of Queen's Park Rangers. And if you're wondering why I picked QPR to begin a Master League series with, I did a little tweet that I put out and just asked, a few people what they wanted to see, and it was pretty even. I had the option of, just sticking with a top flight club and just doing bits with them. Between building up a smaller club and starting off really small and just moving about and having a career where I jump from team to team. And the one that won was building up a smaller club. So I've gone with QPR, and they're a team that I've got a little bit of a soft spot for. Not massively, but I have little family ties within QPR. So I've gone with them, and we're going to be taking them at least back to the top flight and trying to win some trophies with them. This may or may not be a series that runs throughout the entire season, but we'll see what happens once I fulfill those criteria. Depending on how the series is going, we'll decide whether we continue with this and go on and do amazing things and build up a history, or whether we just cut it there, call it a success, and build another one. And I'll be asking you guys for your input. I'm going to get through this first transfer window on my own, but from that point onwards, I'll be getting all of your input, both on team selection and on, potential transfers going forward. And this can be a Master League that you can get involved in. So if you're looking forward to that sort of thing, you can give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into this. Okay, so here's the schedule for August. The 15th, the season starts, and we've got a derby game against Fulham towards the end of the month. So okay, and there's my lovely face there as the QPR manager, and I think I did a pretty good job with that, to be honest. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, the face builder this year is pretty good, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that. That is my screw face right there. Right, let's have a look at these negotiations. Someone already wants, I know about all that, the salary and the transfer budget, that's cool. Gotta manage that. I haven't got a whole load to spend, but we've got some decent money. It's QPR, they've got a bit of cash. But who's trying to get bought? Lumley. Yeah, sure, you can go.
Bye, have a great time.
Right, let's have a look at the squad we've got and where we need to work. So my full shopping list now is going to be better fullbacks, a starting goalkeeper, and some wingers. Right, then I've put in little offers for Graven and this Argentine guy who's 29, but he's a free agent, so hopefully it won't cost us anything. I'm also quite tempted by this Abdulrahman guy because he's a very, very good dribbler, quite quick as well. If he's the guy I'm thinking of, yeah, he is the tricky guy from the Arab leagues. And if I can bring him in, he'll cover up front as well as on the wings. So yeah, let's see if I can get this guy as well. 25 years old, so we'll have him for a while. As goalkeepers go, I've had a look at this guy. He's 19 years old, 71 overall. He's got some pretty good stats and he's a free agent. So I'd be foolish not to go in for him. Hopefully we can get this guy because he's got some pretty good stats for his age. And obviously we can develop him as well. So yeah, hopefully we can get this Fideo guy. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I've absolutely butchered that. But he would not be too bad at all. And I've also put in an offer for this guy, Walker Peters. He can play on both sides. Again, a free agent, 19 years old. And pretty quick, and we can work on his defensive side. It's not bad, but there's room to improve that. And yeah, I think he'll be a great addition to the side if we can train him up to be anything close to what he looks like he could be. He'll definitely be a success at this level, and if we can get up to the top flight, he could come up with us. Right, so I've had the feedback from the offers, and Graven and Abdulrahman, their clubs have turned away my initial offer, but I'm going to go back in for them immediately and try and get them. Kanuhe, I've accepted his wage demands. It was like 200k or something. The other two, I accepted Walker Peters as well. His was around about the same amount. And Fideo, I'm going to try and bring his wage demands down a little bit. Just because I think that he's going to rapidly become a very, very good player, and his wage demands will then go up. So I'm going to try and get him cheap while I can do. But it's looking good. We're looking at securing our targets early. So not too bad at all. And our first match of the campaign against Bristol City, and it was a really, really uneventful match, unfortunately, but it did come to life late in the game when the substitute Idrissa Sila, who we've put on the transfer list, came through with a great finish from an awkward angle and definitely put himself in the shop window, getting us our first 3 points and his first goal of the season. How long he'll be at the club, we don't know. We're trying to fund other transfers, but thank you very much for the 3 points. And that result gave us a great start to the league, and as time went on, we continued to get results. A game against Cardiff finished nicely, putting us in that top 4 spot, and that's kind of where we want to be. And with that in mind, we decided to splash out on Danny Sinkgraven and get him in time for the Fulham match. We also went and bought a striker called Sarah, who's a bit of a target man, but he wouldn't be at the club in time for the derby game against Fulham. My first derby match, and it was definitely an eye-opener. Fulham playing the game not necessarily in the best of spirits, dirty tackles and fouls flying in all over the place, and the ref definitely had to get busy and reach into his pocket a few times. No red cards, despite a few fouls that probably would have justified it. But at the end of that first half, there wasn't really much to show for the game, just because it had been broken up by so many fouls. 0-0. Surprisingly enough, 11 men still on the pitch for both teams. But it came to life in the second half with a great bit of football, releasing the new boy, Danny Sinkgraven, who immediately announced himself to the fans with that great finish there. And hopefully he can be that useful for us all season. But it wouldn't be a derby game without a massive, massive talking point. And a poor clearance from us sets up Scott Parker to release that absolute ripper. But could that have been avoided? No, no taking away from the quality of that shot there. But the clearance was poor, and what was the goalkeeper doing? We'll have a look at that again. Poor clearance, puts it straight onto a plate for Scott Parker, but the keeper, his positioning, I don't know what that was, but that ends up leaving the game at 1-1, and unfortunately we dropped points in our first derby match, but we're still in a decent position in the league, still in that top 4 space. Ideally, if we can get automatic promotion, that would be great. It would be difficult with Villa and Newcastle in the league, but we will do our best. Also worth noting that Walker Peters is shaping up to be a great player. He's hit the ground running so far. Some really solid performances already. And he's really taken well to the training we've put down. So he's definitely one to watch for the future. Of course, ever eager to improve the squad, we managed to find 2 great players available on a free, Bonatini and Old Cheek, who we managed to go and get them pretty quickly. Bonatini one for now, Old Cheek one for the future. But they wouldn't be in the team in time for the final match of the month against Sheffield Wednesday. But the new boy Sarah definitely was there, and he announced himself immediately with that great strike midway through the first half. And just before the break, that guy again, Danny Sinkgraven, with this brilliant bit of play after a nice flowing move, takes on a good few players, sinks it in at the far post. What great football that is. 2-0 thanks to him. And he's just really proven himself to be a great signing. Kind of glad we didn't go for the other player now. And Sarah again showing why we should have a lot of faith in him, despite the fact we've got other strikers coming into the team. Sarah announcing himself as a great forward option. And that game finishes 3-0 to round off the matches for this episode. and it's put us in 3rd place in the table, which we cannot complain with. Not too far away now from getting in and around those automatic promotion spots. And it wasn't long before we hit deadline day, and in that last 15 hours we scrambled to try and find some additional players to improve the team with, and the time just kept going down so quickly, but we did manage to get a few players on the free transfer market who you'll see more of in the future. Definitely players that can sit straight in this first team, but it remains to be seen just how well they do and what results they can help us get in the future. So with all the reinforcements done for now, we've got the announcement of the team of the month, and of course St. Gorbin had to be in there. Jolek is in there as well, as is Sandro, our holding midfielder. Scott Parker's got in there thanks to that ripper he scored. But all in all, a good month for us. We've done really well, unbeaten, and sitting pretty in and around the big boys at the top of the league. Right then, that's it for this video. Our next game will be a live game against Leeds United, and let me know what you think of the transfer window activity. We managed to get in St. Graven, we managed to get in Bonatini, who's going to be a great striker. Our other striker, Sarah, has come in all guns blazing. So let me know what you think of those guys. Should we have gone for other targets? And who do you want me to look for to try and bring in ready for January? Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, take care. Peace.